Good morning and welcome to Parish Garden. This is my 9 to 5, starting with laundry. Yay! Of course, started the day off with taking my kids to school, but here we are. Laundry. A loaded day keeps the laundry away. Laundry is always there. Just a loaded day keeps me from pulling my hair out once a month. And of course, I gotta set up my watch so I can know when to put the downy. And we are back in my daughter's room with the cabinet that nearly made me want to rip out my hair because I don't know what I'm doing. If you hear a wind tunnel, yes, I am back at the pickup line. And no, I don't want to melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. Undoing socks. Since I am taking everything out of my daughter's cabinet, I am washing everything. I guess it's just a way for me to feel like I'm actually doing something without anything happening. Look at how disastrous that room is. Another spoiler alert. It still looks like that. You know how you collect the socks that don't have a partner and you'll be like, it'll come out in the next load? They're on the bottom of that basket, so I got the basket and I tossed it in there. Opening windows. Straight to work. Measuring tape. Doggy. What's going on here? Standing around. Headphones. Gotta have my YouTube going before I get work started, because if I have to think for myself. Oh, I'm looking for a magnet so I could pick up all the little metallic pieces that fell. The ball bearings from the stupid drawers that didn't work. That's an old speaker. If people didn't know this, speakers are made out of magnets. When science comes to magnets, I don't get it. That is witchcraft. Like, you need magnetic force to create sound. That makes no sense to me. Don't try to explain it to me. Just roll me into the dumb category. Okay, you can see here how like I slide it in and there's like a huge gap between the rail. That's the whole point of that. I don't know what else I was trying to show you there, but like I said before, this is all a waste of time. Is this on? Yes, okay. So I am recording. Yep, little blurb there. Alright, what's going on? More trash. Getting stuff from underneath the cabinet because you know what I like about my son's drawers? Not because they're his, but when you take out all of the drawers, or at the very least the bottom ones, you could see the floor. So everything that fell back behind the cabinet and you need to reach, just take out the bottom drawer and sweep that up, because it's the floor. Just stick the vacuum back there, take everything out that you don't want to be trash, and just cabinet, a lot of movement. Hey, so who here is motion sick? Just wondering, because everything moves so fast. I've got to find a better way than just attaching it to my shirt. I did try, because I was trying to make these cabinets, I did try to put it on the cabinet themselves. But then they kept falling, and then you'd just be like looking at my face. I mean, I do have a tripod, but then that's just tripod space. I'm trying to record without it being in the way. But then you just get videos of me walking in circles. Ooh, do not judge my garage. I mean, judge, but don't judge my garage. What am I watching there? Okay. Washing machine stuff. Washing machine stuff. So yeah, trying to record without it being a whole situation, just kind of like, oh, is that a camera? Who didn't know? Who? Versus, here's my giant camera. The ant bites are getting better. They don't itch anymore, obviously, but I don't heal the way I used to. Everything just scars. Taking my nails to things doesn't help, but everything just scars now. Ah, here I am trying to cut wood that I thought was gonna be hunky-dory. I'm sanding down all the blue spots. Jeez. I genuinely do try to get things done like right. Oh my gosh. My garage is a hot mess. Here's the problem with life. I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot what it was. You want to do things, and you go out to do things, but then it's too damn hot, and you just can't survive. It's too hot. Way too hot. So then you wait till it's not too hot, and it's the end of the day with no light. Yes, I do realize I'm describing summer. I love summer. I just don't like to be sweaty. So going into the garage and putting stuff away, it's too darn hot. And then other times, things, I'm trying to be better. I really am. Trust me when I say that this is better. It's not perfect, it's not the best, and it's not the end goal, but I'm working towards it. So yeah, I went inside to get that clamp. That clamp didn't work. And then that one broke. Just keep cutting, woman. You're wasting time anyways. But you know what sucks about tripods? So you get the little ones and you stand them up, but then you're like facing the sky. So you have to like lean them forward, down, so it can look at what it is you're doing. And then they fall over like a bobblehead. And then you spend 15 minutes trying to balance it just right. Oh yeah, so I have to cut out 4 bits here. And I was like cutting one out at a time and then flipping it and cutting the other side. And then I realized, I was like, if I just cut all the sides at once, I don't have to keep flipping it. Just taking away one small tedious part of a giant tedious task, which is the flipping part. So, you know. And then I had to turn on the fan because, ooh, it'd be sticky. But I have to turn it on in such a way that all the dust doesn't blow into my eyeballs. I've learned to not blow in my eyeballs. That dust, eyes, contacts, no thank you. I was talking about something else. Oh, tedious tasks. That should be the name of this channel. I want to start a new channel and call it that. Something just beep. Is it me? Nope, it's not me. If anyone's worried about me cutting myself, I've already done that, so I've learned from my mistakes. And even though everything seems dangerous, trust me, it is in a safer version. And yes, that little knife I have there may not be for wood. I know this. I don't know what it's for, but if you tell me it's not for wood, I'm going to be like, yes, I know. If you want to tell me what it's for, without the attitude, I will accept it. But if you think you're telling me something new, you're not, but thank you for your concern. Ah, back inside. Wasn't watching the TV. Phone thing. Clearly, I'm always on my phone. See, I set you down in a nice, and I've got real glue, like real wood glue, which, let me tell you, was a bad choice. Um, Initially, because the people that make wood glue know how to weld glue together, wood together. That stuff really works in not making wood move. Because I needed to remove those blocks. Again, spoiler, everything I glued down twice needed to be removed. Like, I'm really great at doing it wrong the first time. By the time I do it right the second time or third, I never want to do it again. This is why I like just random projects. Um, because it's like a bit of a learning curve, and my learning curve is more like a tidal wave, where it like you're learning, you're going up, and then everything just kind of crawls over and crashes and crumbles on top of stuff. It destroys cities. It is a huge disaster. Many lives have been uprooted. Things will never be the same. But eventually we will fix it. That's my learning curve. Anyways, what am I doing? No, it doesn't matter what I'm doing because I'm doing it wrong. This is why I don't get paid. Hey, I got the clamps from the garage. See, you didn't need to go with me for that. Putting more glue onto wood. Oh, I brought you up so you could see me put a rock there. I wish someone could just pet my hair and tell me I'm a pretty birdie. Because the honest truth of a dumb birdie isn't going to be nice. Oh yeah, that wood was splitting. So I put the clamp there to try to hold it in place while I forced the screw into place, and then hopefully it would form around it. The good thing is that I did rip that piece of wood out and I fixed it twice. And by the time I fixed it the third time, okay, so I did try to drill a pilot hole. It's just the tools I had were not tooling properly. So what I ended up doing was putting the little drill bit onto my Dremel tool, shoving the drill bit into the hole, and then turning it by hand. That seems really dumb and unnecessary. But remember, I am dumb, and everything I do is unnecessary. So, what was the next best step? Was to semi-do it by hand, because if I did it with the Dremel, it was like flaring all over this place. So instead of having a nice little pilot hole, it was just a big, huge, giant mess. And if I tried doing it with a hand drill, that was too big and it wasn't fitting where I needed it. So that was a no-go. Oh, I'm making dinner already. I'm making beef and broccoli and rice. So if I don't tell you what's going on, that's why. So I got the little drill. I shoved it in the little pre-hole that I semi-started with the screw and the hand Phillips head, washing the rice. And then I would gently twist it with my hand, and then I would untwist it and pull it out and pull out whatever piece of wood was there. And I would just do it like it was just easier to do it that way, like just kind of twisting the head of the Dremel. That's me rubbing my fingers together, trying to show you me twisting the Dremel. That's the way I had to do it, because otherwise I would destroy what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I had a big old rant in my head while I was doing this about rice. How much time do I have? I've got about 3 minutes. Okay, here is the rant. If you have white rice and it is enriched white rice, how is it being enriched? Like, are they just throwing powder of vitamins and such on top of the rice and then saying enriched? Because if so, when you wash the rice, are you washing off its richness? So is it no longer enriched? Also, how much do you trust that the rice in that bag is washed for you? Now, I know different countries have different levels of trust for their food companies. And even though here in the United States you should trust your food companies, don't, is what I've learned. So, the question is, do we trust rice companies? If the answer is no, then is there a point to buying enriched rice? Again, if we have to wash the rice, how do you make Mexican rice? If you know how to make Mexican rice. Because water and oil. Just kind of a personal rant that I've always had in the back of my head when I wash rice. For dinner today is beef and broccoli. Oh, they chopped the broccoli there already. What am I making? I'm making coffee. It's dinner time and I'm making coffee. It is a long day. So if you want to go back and watch me cut the broccoli, I chop it up and then I rip it apart. And I chop the base off again. And I rip it apart. And I chop the base. And then once I'm done, and I rinse all the broccoli florets. Florets, I think they're called florets. How much time do I have? I go back and I scrape off the barky parts of the bark of the broccoli so that way it's still edible, because that stuff is way too tough. The rice is done. I wonder if I plate and I show that off. I've got about 2 minutes. So I'm going to say bye here. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't ever take anything I say seriously. And see you tomorrow. Bye.